Namaste, yoga friends. My name's Doreen Foxwell. Welcome to today's Kids Yoga Meets Astrology. I am coming to you on the morning of the new moon. Actually, it was a super new moon this morning. And this super new moon was also a solar eclipse. A solar eclipse is when the moon blocks the sun. But it was so early in the morning. It was 4:30ish to 6:30 in the morning. So you got a partial solar eclipse where you partially saw the outline of the moon on the sun. And I have this beautiful, I love when it's a new moon. I work with crystals a lot and I make a lot of crystal grids, but this crystal was actually from a friend of mine's shop. Her name is Michelle, and she has a lot of crystals she puts out there at the Painted Tree in Cary, North Carolina. I also think she's in a shop in Lillington, North Carolina. But anyway, this was a beautiful black sphere. But this black sphere, I think it's onyx. I'm trying to think right now. Or it's obsidian. I apologize. No, it's not obsidian. It might be onyx. I have to double check, get back to you on that one. But it has a beautiful star in the middle of it. And to me, it looks very spiritual. You probably can't see it from the distance, but it's funny because I felt like it fit with the energy of this new moon, because this new moon is bringing spirituality to the forefront to many, many people's lives. You know, a lot of people in our world, they have different religions and philosophies they follow. But the spiritual part of it, the part that you internalize, the part that you feel, and the part that you really live, that's only just now starting to really boil up to surface, let's say. Now, it's a funny thing because I pulled 3 different new moon cards. I pulled the new moon eclipse itself, or the moon eclipse. I pulled the new moon in Aries and the new moon in Pisces. And the reason I did that, and these are all from the Moonology decks by Yasmin Boland, which I love. You know, she's got beautiful things about moons and working with the moon. And I love new moons and full moons to work with it because I see firsthand how the moon cycles affect the children that we teach. So knowing ahead of time, and usually it's the energy leading up to anything, any new moon, any full moon. It's not really the day of, it's the days leading to it that I find that it affects the children the most. This new moon, if you follow Western astrology, what most in the US do, let's say, this is a new moon that is falling in the sign of Aries. And Aries, that's this card, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, first sign of the zodiac new year. Aries, the picture of an Aries is a ram. The ram has horns. A ram is very forward thinking, fast forward, ready, set, go, or ready, go, set, or whatever. They just go, go, go. And they will sometimes, they'll just kind of go like this getting through things, I feel like. I feel like if anyone's in their way, they're going to get past that person pretty quickly. They're a great one to think about to have in a race because they're going to be leading the charge. So Aries energy is that kind of fiery energy. I personally feel this new moon is actually fitting more like Vedic astrology, the older astrology, and that is in Pisces. Pisces energy is the more spiritual energy. Pisces energy really has to do a lot with your emotional body. And it has a lot also to do like with your dreams and dreaming. And for a lot of people, the past month of Pisces season in Western astrology, you might have been feeling very foggy and cloudy. I know I have been. I mean, I missed turns going to schools that I know how to get there and I keep missing my exit, or I go the wrong direction, the wrong exit way. So that kind of is that dreamy state besides being in like a fairy tale. But the reason I feel this new moon is more fitting with the Pisces is in Vedic astrology, seven, count them, seven planets are in conjunction. Now, that's a fancy word in astrology to mean they're very close to each other. They're in the same path or field of vision of each other. I think it's been 2,000 years, I believe, since that has happened in the history of Vedic astrology. 2,000 years. So think back to 2,000 years ago. What was going on? I know for many of you that are Catholics and Christians, that was after Christ, 25 years later. But just think back to that time. You can certainly do a history and look back and Google that. But I'm feeling that this time on earth right now for us, and this new moon is going to catapult us into this new spiritualism, this new spiritual energy, regardless of your religion. And so for children, it's really important for them to have certain beliefs. And most children are raised on their parents' beliefs, though I definitely have students that are not their parents' beliefs, but they aren't open and honest to their parents about it. But these children today in our world, coming into this world, they are of a much higher spiritual awareness already. They already are coming into this world to teach us, to be quite honest. They are here to teach us that spiritual lesson, what it means to be spiritual. And so they are the ones coming in where the materialism, that's kind of going to start to go away. So that's my opinion of this new moon, and it's just by my own feeling. And what is a great thing to do today, Saturday, the morning of the day of this new moon energy, this eclipse energy, where again, eclipses, they really do exactly what they say. They eclipse things out of your life. Things that you might have been putting off getting rid of, things, people, jobs, homes, all kinds of things that aren't working for your spiritual body, things that are holding you back and or your child's. It's going to be whoosh, out it goes. And it's better if you can control that narrative and you be the one to remove it instead of it getting kind of ripped from your life so quickly. And so that's why I think astrology is also a wonderful tool for working with children, for parents to know, because you'll know ahead of time, ooh, my child might be having a difficult month this month of the year or that month of the year because this full moon is going to affect them more, or this new moon is going to affect them more. So I need to make sure that I focus on whatever it might be. Everybody's different based on their chart. But that's one of the things I love about astrology. So it's helping even me right now where I have a car situation that I know deep in my heart it's time to get rid of my car. But I love this car. And mostly because it's just so massive. It fits so much in this car. And I travel with a lot of supplies and also back and forth to New York with a lot of luggage at times. But I know I had so many repairs happen last year in this car, and I'm facing more right now. I just know it's time to go. And I know if I don't make that decision, or if I choose to repair it again, that this car might be whoosh, ripped right out, and the decision will be made for me. So that's just an example of my own. I'm sure everybody has their own thoughts where they go back and they're like, I knew I should have done that, or I knew I should have done this, or I knew it after the fact, as they say, hindsight. That's kind of happens a lot of times, I'm guessing, around a new moon, because it's the lessons that we're here to learn. And so I am going to do for you one last thing on this new moon, and we are just going to breathe into the sun because it wasn't a partial solar eclipse. Breathe out to the moon, the beautiful energy of the spiritual moon, our emotional body. Inhale to the sun, our life force. The sun gives us life. The sun gives us energy. I love to say the sun is like what it is to Superman. Think of that when you think of the sun, and it does the same for your body and your soul. And lastly, inhale to the sun, exhale to the moon. Namaste. Have a great yoga day. Happy solar eclipse day. Happy new moon energy. I hope you have a beautiful new moon. I will see you next